Let's talk about this for a workplace environment. Dressing for success and beyond the basic.
Y'all dress up more to go spend money at the club than y'all dress up to come make money.
So have have you ever been tired of feeling like your wardrobe is holding you back? In this video, I revealed the secrets to dressing for success in any situation so you can project confidence and make a lasting impression.
I don't know. Yeah, well, I talked to my father about this years ago because he always wore a suit when he was a teacher. He's still alive. He's a teacher, and he always wore a suit. And I asked him why one day, and he said because it was his way of showing respect for the students. And I mean, I'm not saying that everyone who doesn't dress in the suit is being disrespectful, but there's something about outfitting yourself for the task at hand. And
yes, I know this is a bad topic to talk about because a lot of people don't understand this, but there's something called business casual and business professional. And if you saw that video right there, you understand that if someone walks into your office and you're doing an interview and they dressed in a polo shirt, are you going to take them serious? How someone dressed at coming to your interview, coming to the job, reflects very, very badly if they dress inadequate. And the reason why I say this is, yes, this workplace environment, there's some places you dress casual, but you don't want to be the person that's the slob in the office because you are going to be treated that way. Understand the power of the first impression. There's nothing I can do to help you with the first impression because that's how your brain forms judgment quickly. Just like how women will judge if they will date someone or even talk to them or give them the number within the first 30 seconds or 60.
When we're meeting people, we're trying to very quickly decide, can I trust you and can I rely on you? If we had to consistently do that for an entire meeting, our brain would be so exhausted. What our brain has done, it's very efficient, is it says, okay, I'm going to make my judgment about this person, if they're trustworthy and if they're smart, in the first 7 seconds. Once I decide that, I'm going to move on to trying to hear their ideas.
60 seconds of meeting someone. So you need to understand the first impression is embedded in us. There's nothing we can do. So if you're going to go to a workplace and you want to start meeting other professional people and you dress like a slob, they're gonna get a very bad first impression. It's gonna be hard to get out of it, just to be honest with you. Now, you can be the hardest worker. You can be the best worker that they have. But if you consistently show up looking bad, it just leaves a bad taste in people. And your clothes gives that perception of competence and trustworthiness. There's nothing I can do. If I go into work, into a hospital in baggy jeans and a long tee, how do you think other people are going to treat me? How do you think the staff is going to treat me? They're not going to treat me as good as someone who dressed with professional attire. So if you get tired when you go to work and that you're not getting the respect from people when they first meet you, it might be because of your attire. Now, that will help you establish credibility first and give you a little bit of confidence. Now, that's what you need to understand. There's a way you dress in a professional environment. Some places you have to dress in suit and tie. And sometimes you have to dress a certain way for certain roles. Like if I'm gonna go into the OR room, I'm gonna dress in the OR attire as everyone else is. But there's things that stand out. Is my hair kept? Is my standing or my clothes in the right condition? Because some people wear the same scrubs for weeks and weeks, start smelling. So you have all these things you need to understand that will give a bad first impression, especially to patients, and they will look down on you. And I can't do nothing about it. That's what happens. Now, let's define your personal style. You need to understand your body type and what flatters you. You know, I know that if I go in there wearing loose clothing, I look less professional than I do if I wear snug fitting. But I have the athletic build. That's the difference. Now, if you are a bigger person, make sure you wear proper fitting clothes that fit properly and that doesn't have wrinkles everywhere. So if you want to go to work in a t-shirt and a tie, that's fine. But know that people will treat you different in the first few seconds. After a while, they'll, you build up the credibility, it'll work. But if you're doing things like meeting customers, you have to dress, to impress. And I'm not saying wear expensive stuff. I'm just saying wear proper attire, clothes that fit you, some not too baggy, and it looks nice on you. Now, how do you want to say it looks nice? That's based on you. Now, you need to identify your style personally. Personally, I'm a minimalist, so I don't like a lot of stuff. I like more a classic look, and I don't care about name brand. So most of the clothes I don't wear is name brand. Most of the stuff is very minimalist. It's just firm, fits nicely on me, and I think it works well. Now, if I start going around wearing baggy clothes, having chain hanging out, let my tattoos being show all the time, yes, people are going to originally start treating me bad. It shouldn't be like that, but I can't do nothing if a VP comes from Japan to come meet me in a hospital about a product and I dress like that. It's going to give them a bad impression. And that's just how it works. So build a wardrobe that reflects your unique identity and your values. So if you want to dress in very fancy clothes, go for it. But that's not going to impress anyone. As long as the clothes fit nicely on you and looks good on you, that's fine. I'm not telling you go buy $1,000 suits. I'm telling you buy a suit that fits you properly. Maybe get it fitted, spend a little extra money. You spend $100 on a suit and you spend another $40 to get it tailored, it'll look nicer on you than wearing a suit that just comes off the rack. Now, the other thing you need to understand, mastering the art of color and pattern. Using colors to convey different emotion and create different impacts you desire. So if you dress in all different type of color and it flatters you, awesome. But know that some colors don't match, that things clashes. You should try to follow these etiquettes. Yes, people do get away with it. But I'm just saying, hey, not all patterns go to every environment. And you have to incorporate the patterns effectively. Mixing and matching strategy. You don't really have to think that hard. But, if you wear certain colors and certain days, or your colors don't match, or you mismatching, it's going to look weird. And people's going to treat like, oh, did he just wake up and just put something together? You need to understand the importance of balance and harmony on your outfits. I'm not saying everything has to be these set of rules, but professional attire, business attire, you kind of want to try to look professional if you're trying to get to a higher level, either climb the corporate or just trying to be team lead. Understand there's a level you have to wear. Now, if you want to elevate your standing and looks, you can elevate it with your accessories. The power accessories, wearing a decent watch, jewelry, scarf, bags, they're all the things that help you stand out. Now, choosing the accessory that complement your style and occasion. That's the big thing. Accessory will help you. I'm not saying go buy a Rolex. I'm just saying if you wear a nice watch, they're going to notice and it'll help you stand out a little bit and professionally. Now, Rolex doesn't make you look fancy. A watch that fitted properly and used properly, people will notice just because they know that you are trying to stay on time and time will matter. Because I know people who wear watches that actually pay attention to the time and they actually stay on schedule. And adding your own personal touch to elevate your overall look. I'm not saying you have to be perfect and everything, but there is a certain way you need to look at the office for your job and just try to do the best you can. And because I know people that doesn't have any fashion sense, wear oversized clothes because that's what their parents bought them, and they look, raggedy, and they wonder why. How come when I meet these people, they always look down on me or talk bad about me? Well, you're an engineer and you're coming in here looking like this. They're going to say, oh, he's not important. He's just XYZ. That's their first impression. Now, you might be the most important person in the room, but everyone, their impression of you at first is going to how they set the tone of voice. And that's where you need to understand. Now, putting it all together for confidence and success, just make sure you have a positive posture. It's about how you project yourself overall. And the very important is hygienic and grooming. You can wear whatever you want, and as long as it looks nice and you are well groomed and hygienic, you look more professional. Now, you can tell different environment, different jobs require different things, but yes, as long as you're hygienic and groomed, people are gonna treat you well. And then from a business meeting to a social event, that's different environments, different ways to dress. For me, if I'm going to a business meeting, mostly it's a suit and tie, right? I'm a business consultant. I need to show up in a proper attire. If I walked into a business consultant meeting in a t-shirt and flip-flops, they're not going to treat me very well in that meeting. They're not going to take any of my advice very serious. I tried it just for experiment, and it was true. They didn't call me back. They're like, well, how you dress, we can't really trust your word of advice. So, all right, that's what I learned. And social event, you don't need to show up to suit and tie. You can wear a t-shirt and everything to a social event. But just dress properly for the occasion. And comment down below if you ever made any mistakes on how you dress for work, and subscribe to the video.